Linda Sarsour is a DSA member, Palestinian-American Brooklyn community organizer, self-proclaimed Islamophobe's worst nightmare, and former executive director of the Arab American Association of New York. Linda has been co-chair of the 2017 Day Without a Woman and the 2017 and 2019 women's marches, as well as the lead plaintiff in a suit challenging the legality of Trump's travel ban. Earlier this year, Linda and I, having never seen each other before, crossed paths in line for the She the People Presidential Forum at Texas Southern University back in Houston. And before I could finish awkwardly saying something along the lines of "thank you for being here," she already had me in a warm hug, which is a testament to the power of solidarity. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Linda Sarsour.
What up, DSA? So I get invited to these spaces because I got to speak truth, because that's just the Brooklyn in me. Like in Brooklyn, I always tell people it must be something in the water. Maybe the water is actually missing something. We just don't have any filters. So I'm just deeply honored and humbled to be amongst all of you today, amongst my New York City DSA members, my colleagues, so many people in this room, organizers that I've known and worked with for so long. You know, I literally looked at the program. I was like, what is Russia doing here? Why did she not tell me that she's going to be here? So I'm glad to have seen folks or be surprised by the presence of folks. My dear brother Abdullah Yunus, from co-chair of New York City DSA chapter, and Bianca. Like, I'm just really proud of the people that we brought here from New York, repping us back in our home state. When I think about DSA, and I think about the potential that DSA has to be a true political force in this country at a time when we need it most, these words from Muhammad Ali come to me. Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact. It is an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration. It's a dare. So I'm here to dare you, DSA. I'm here to dare you to center the most marginalized people. I dare you, DSA, to see solidarity as a verb, solidarity as a form of action. I dare you, DSA, to be not about you, DSA, but about the most broken and marginalized and hurt people in this country who are counting on you to get your shit straight so we can get our country straight. I want to dare you, DSA, to remember that you live in a country where there is fascism, full-blown fascism is happening around us. And if you don't see that, then we got problems. You are living in a country where we are literally stripping babies from the mothers of the arms of their mothers. We're literally caging children that have no adequate food or medical care. We literally are stripping children where we don't even know if they're ever going to be reunited with their families. You live in a country that has stripped 23 million people of health care, and every day somebody's trying some way to strip the rest of us with health care and want to ban or block others from even ever trying to get health care. You live in a country who is literally every day trying to find different ways to strip LGBTQ people of their rights. A country that every day, and maybe there are days where you may not hear about it because it's not on Twitter, where unarmed black people are being killed on the streets of their communities all across the country at the hands of police and gun violence. A country where we are literally weakening union power. A country where there's always more threats of war every single day. We are not just living in really dark times, and people say that, and it's true, but we've been here before many times before. And the question that DSA needs to ask themselves is, who do you want to be? What are you trying to do in this moment? What kind of story do you want to be told about DSA 40 years from now? We have to win. This is not a we hope to win. or we're going to try everything that we can to win. We have no choice but to win. There are people in our country who are sitting at home right now figuring out whether or not they can feed their children dinner. There are homeless people right now on the streets of our communities, some of whom are veterans, who are trying to find the next place to sleep tonight. There is somebody right now who literally just put up a GoFundMe because they need to have a life-saving surgery. We have undocumented people who every day got to change their routes and how they go to work so that they're not stopped by Gestapo ICE. There are children who are sitting in schools who are being put in other rooms or being punished with detention because they couldn't pay their lunch debt. We have millions of people in our country in utter poverty, and we should be ashamed of ourselves. DSA, if you are here because DSA is supposed to be making you feel comfortable, you're in the wrong place. If you are here to tell DSA you need to do these 17,899 things to make me feel good, this is not the organization for you. If you are in DSA to take one collective liberation movement to divide it up into things that make you feel comfortable, this is not the organization for you. There are people who are counting on us. Literally. There are people whose lives depend on us building a political movement that is centered on values and principles and the most broken and marginalized people in this country. So, freedom in this country is not free. It's just not. So if you think that you're going to talk to me about capitalism and we got to smash the patriarchy and capital, I get that. Got to do parallel tracks because you live in a capitalist nation right now. I'm sorry to break it to you. And in order for us to build a sustainable movement that is worthy to the people we are fighting for, we got to get our finances together. We need money to build this movement, right? Some of you may be like, well, I have a lot of time on my hands. I can come and volunteer. Not everybody has that time. We need to have organizers, like Cecily said. We need to be able to make sure that we could cover and show solidarity and help uplift and build the capacity of movements all over this country. And DSA has that power, has the resources and the capabilities to do that, and we need to do that. So I say to all of you that while you're all trying to build the revolution, while you're all trying to smash patriarchy and end capitalism, which is probably something we may all agree on here, in the meantime, there are really hurt, broken people that know that that's not happening, at least not by next year. So that means in this time, DSA people will have to realize that we got to alleviate harm on the people who are being the most harmed in this country. So don't be all about you and your, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't feel. It's not about you. It really is not about you. Tonight, when you're voting tonight on NPC members, you vote for the most qualified people, the most compassionate people, the most passionate people, the people with the track records in their DSA chapters who have done bold and transformative organizer. It's not about who you like and who's in another faction and who's in another caucus. It's not about that. And if that's what you're going to do tonight, then you're proving to marginalized people all over this country that you don't give a damn about the most broken people. You only care about yourself and what you believe and what you think. So I came here to tell DSA this. I'm counting on you. I come here because I am in solidarity with you. I am a card-carrying DSA member because I see the potential of DSA. DSA has a lot of potential. People are afraid of DSA. I know they are in New York for sure. I don't know about it everywhere else. So I want to wrap up by saying this. We live in a country that has done horrible and atrocious things to people. And if we keep internally fighting amongst ourselves, we are giving the opposition the pathway to create more atrocities against our people, more than they already are. Unity is not uniformity. We all come from different places. We have all been brought up different ways. Some of us are immigrants. Some of us are children of immigrants. Some of you are from the South. Some of you are from the North, from the East Coast and the West Coast. We're all not going to agree on everything. Guess what? That's normal, people. That's just normal, just so you know. But, so unity is not uniformity. So you cannot have an organization who's going to cater to every single human being that is in that organization, and everybody wants to see that's not how this works. This is a collective organization where we pick principles and values that bring us together. And if you care about other things outside of those 10, 15 things, well, then go organize around those things. There's no way that an organization could be everything to everybody. So I'm not going to lie to you, I've been a little frustrated watching this whole thing. Procedural stuff. There's 5 hours of against this and against that and for this and for that. There are people that are dying in our country. There are people who don't have health care. There are people at the borders right now who are without adequate food, being treated less than animals in our country. And we don't have time for this. Get it together, DSA. Give your resources to DSA. This is all we got, my folks. We are all we got. This is it, people. There's no alternative to what we're trying to do here. So let's find ways to build deep, transformative relationships. Put your money where your mouth is. Support DSA. Just like the right organizes their money, the left needs to start organizing our money. I'm a monthly donor to DSA, and I'm very proud of that. And I don't do that for many organizations. And I also donated here today. And if you already gave to DSA, give again. You know you have an extra $20 laying around. You may have an extra $50 laying around. You know what? Your investment is solidarity. When you give to something meaningful that's going to help the most broken and marginalized people, that builds a political revolution that centers all of us, where we all feel seen and heard, that, my friends, is solidarity. So let's get it together. Let's win. We got no choice. I'm counting on you, DSA. We got to win. You all in? We're going to win? Solidarity.